It's time to relax, and you know what that means. A glass of caffeine, your favorite gaming chair, and of course, this YouTube video playing on your home streaming rig. So go on and indulge yourself. That's right. Kick off your shoes and put your feet up. Lean back and just enjoy this mic review. After all, streaming soothes even the savage beast.
Hello and welcome to BitTech and this review of the NZXT Capsule Cardioid USB microphone. You've already had a little taster of what it can do in the intro there. Those of a certain age or musical inclination might recognise what that's from, but if you don't, you know the saying.
Don't give me no crap, 'cause the slightest thing and I just might snap then.
Well, that's enough 90s references for now. Let's get this unboxed again and take a closer look. It was a lot heavier than I expected it to be. When taking it out of the packaging it was delivered in, it slipped right out my fingers because I just wasn't expecting it. And it landed right on its corner and dented it quite badly, which was annoying as for once I'd got a box in pristine condition for some nice boot roll. Luckily it's packed in about 1 inch thick foam and it's pretty firm, so even if your Hermes delivery driver decides to drop kick it over your house, it should still arrive to you in one piece without any scratches. The microphone and stand weigh nearly 900 grams or 2 pounds, but most of that weight is in the stand itself. The microphone unit on its own weighs nearly 300 grams or about 11 ounces, so the actual microphone unit itself isn't too heavy. But it's reassuring that the base it comes with has a nice bit of weight to stop you knocking it over by accident. That stand also has a rubber ring around the bottom to give it some nice grip on your desk and aid that from not moving. Inside the microphone you'll find a massive 25mm cardioid capsule, an internal pop filter and shock mount too, and this has 24-bit 96kHz resolution for what NZXT says is best in class analog to digital conversion. The stock stand has a quick release button so it can be removed from the microphone without any fuss, no screws or washers to drop or lose anywhere. They also provide a nice cover for you to replace that bracket with, so you're not left with an ugly gap behind the microphone, and it will stop dust and other things getting in there. On the bottom of the microphone is a 1/4 inch thread, so you can attach it to most tripods and mounts of that nature. But if you want to attach it to a boom arm, and NZXT are also releasing a boom arm, they supply this 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch adapter, which is the standard used for most boom arms. And the adapter also gives you a little bit more clearance to connect the USB cable when mounted on the boom arm. Underneath you'll find a 3.5mm headphone jack for audio pass-through and the USB-C port through which you connect it to your computer. NZXT provides a USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable to hook it up to your computer. That cable is 3 meters long, so if you do want to hook it up to a boom arm, you shouldn't have any problem with that cable reaching. On the microphone unit there's also 2 dials. The top one is to adjust the gain and the bottom one is for the audio throughput for your headphones. And usually this only features 2 colours of LEDs. The ring around the bottom or top if it's upside down, showing white when the microphone is live and red when it's muted. The gain dial also acting as a mute button. Had you gone to the audio section of NZXT's website prior to the launch of the capsule in their boom arm, it would have given you a holding page saying that in September of 2019 they withdrew all their audio products from sale as the OEM hadn't met the standards they expect of their products. In the marketing material that NZXT sent along with the capsule, it says that their aim for this was to be a very simple plug and play experience. Because of that, there's no software involved. You simply connect it to your computer, and then in the audio options of Windows, select this as your audio input device. They also wanted the use and placement of the microphone to be as easy and straightforward as possible, and not to confuse people with technical jargon. I mean, I didn't even know what cardioid was, and that's part of the problem with some of these microphones. What is cardioid, omnidirectional, figure of 8, stereo? Like, how does that affect where I put the microphone, what it will sound like? The cardioid pattern is a bit like a heart shape. So about 180 degrees around the front of the microphone, you will get really good audio pickup, and that decreases as you go around the back, and it's very obvious which is the front side of the microphone. That also means that you're going to get a lot less background noise coming from behind the microphone. NZXT say this approach also gave them more room in the microphone, so they're able to fit a 24-bit 96 kHz analog to digital converter, so that users not only get an easy to use, simple, rugged microphone, but one that offers best-in-class sound as well. Obviously, we can't take their word for it, so I'll be putting the capsule up against my lavalier microphone that I use for the videos, and also my ancient OG HyperX Clouds and the microphone that comes on them. Now, I'm pretty sure it's going to beat this, but just as a comparison against something older that you might be using, and give you an idea of whether this is a kind of upgrade that would be worthwhile. I'll also test out that internal pop filter and shock mount and report back with the results. So I've got the NZXT capsule set up, as well as my HyperX Clouds and lavalier microphone to all record at the same time, and I've fine-tuned it so they're all as close to the same level as I can get them. So I'll just record a few clips and we can compare them side by side to see what the difference is. The NZXT Capsule, a cardioid USB microphone. The NZXT Capsule, a cardioid USB microphone. The NZXT Capsule, a cardioid USB microphone. The arsonist had oddly shaped feet. The arsonist had oddly shaped feet. The arsonist had oddly shaped feet. And as this microphone is aimed at the streaming market, we best test it out for when those clutch winds come in. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! So I've just reviewed the clip so far quickly, and one thing I noticed was it's managed to cut out the noise of the computer it's running off rather well. I don't know if you can hear it at all on the capsule or on the lapel microphone, but it's certainly very noticeable in the room when I'm not talking, so that's quite impressive, and that's showing a demonstration of that cardioid noise envelope, which I can demonstrate a bit further here with this white noise. So this is fairly loud and should be fairly evident on the capsule, but if I leave that behind, shouldn't be able to hear that at all, if any. Now, the other thing we need to test is that shock mount, which is kind of a difficult thing to test because a lot of the things that would put shock into the microphone
would also cause a noise. So if I bumped the table, tapped the microphone, there's got to be noise from that. So what I'll attempt to do is play a constant pitch from my phone to the microphone and just shake it a little bit and see if there is any change to that constant pitch at all. And we've got that pop filter to test. Pop, 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 pop. See how that comes out.
So the audio from the capsule is being recorded directly into DaVinci Resolve that I use for video editing. And I've used the gain dial on the microphone to level this microphone to the same volume that I get from the lavalier microphone recorded on the camera.
Useful for if you're using a program that doesn't do sound very well and might distort it if you want to turn it up. But also it's good for on-the-fly changes. So if you're a storyteller and you want to bring people in, create some tension, talk softly, and build the anticipation, you can do that just with a simple turn of the dial. But equally, if you're a complete loudmouth and you like to shout everything, then you can set the dial so it isn't blasting people's ears off in their headphones.
So the NZXT Capsule. I found the audio quality to be really good. There's an obvious difference between that and the HyperX Clouds, but that's not exactly a surprise. The difference between that and my lapel microphone wasn't that obvious. This has a lot more bass to it, but you get that from the reverberations coming from your voice box through your body and into the microphone. I kind of got used to myself sounding like that. You know what it's like when you hear yourself talking, if you don't often, and it's a very strange experience because you don't think you sound anything like that. I'd got used to sounding like I do through this lapel microphone, so it was a little odd then to have something counter that. It is extremely crisp and clear, though I did think it had the slight edge on that than the lapel microphone. And I'm reliably informed by my fiance that the recording through this did sound more like what I would normally sound like in person. So I think on the quality of audio front, I can't really fault it. The pop filter works really well. The shock mount, well, we did get some reverberations sort of being passed through, but it's quite a vigorous test. Obviously not earthquake proof, but it's a very difficult thing to kind of test putting a shock into something without causing a noise from the shock itself. There were a few times where just a little gentle wiggle in it didn't seem to affect it too much, but I mean, the odd jolt, what's that going to do, to be honest? NZXT described it as rugged, and I thought, what, like a Mountie or something, but it's fairly substantial. It's got that heavy weight to it. The bass, that's like, you're going to have to give that a thorough whack to get that over, as you can see. And the paint on it doesn't really scratch easily, like it marks, but then you wipe it away and there's hardly a bit left on it, which I think is often overlooked. Manufacturers make things that look amazing when they're pristine and out the box, but as soon as you put it down on a table, it's scratched and it looks like crap. So I think that's a valuable trait to have. So this will look as good as it does now for a long time to come. Priced at £99, it's about the same as its competitors on this level, but maybe having a slightly better feature set. And really, I can't fault it, other than that shock mount thing, but really, you're going to get noise from whatever knocks it anyway, and if you're in an earthquake, you've got bigger things to worry about than your audio quality. The audio quality is very good, the build quality is very good, so I would have no problem in recommending this microphone to anybody who's looking for something like this at this price range. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We've got loads more reviews on the way, as well as mods from Alessandro and Mod of the Month, so make sure you subscribe and you won't miss out on any of that. If you've liked today's review, give it a thumbs up and comment down below how you thought this compared to my lapel microphone and what sort of features are you looking for in a microphone. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter for all the latest tech news and reviews, links of which will be down below, along with a link to our Discord server and merchandise store. We've got t-shirts for the current heatwave, along with jumpers and hoodies for the coming winter months. You can even pick up your own BitTech mug too. See, I told you it'd be a quick one. So that's it from me and the NZXT Capsule Cardioid USB microphone. I'll be back soon with another review. Until then, I'm off to go relive my youth some more. See you then.